Hello, my name is Donnie McNichol of Team Animation. I'd like to talk to you about Project Academies. In particular, what value academies can add, whether they're explicit academies or implicit academies, and also about a structure that we developed and diagnostic to go with it. It just helps organisations to think, if we took the concept of an academy and applied it to our organisation, would that be of benefit to us, and where are we now? How mature are we around each of these different aspects? So we all agree, I'm sure, that the importance of capable and energetic project and programme leaders and team members in delivering success. And yet, although widely accepted, are organisations doing everything they can to develop this capability? Well, in many cases they're not. If they are, they're using only maybe one mechanism, for example, training, and not looking at other aspects. We believe it's critical to centralise support and investment in multiple mechanisms, not a single silver bullet, but to think about spreading often investment across a number of aspects. A positive change in behaviour only comes about when individuals have the opportunity to apply newly acquired skills in a timely fashion, gain feedback and support while doing this, and have access to knowledge when they need it, and understand how delivering success will benefit their career. So what they add, the value they add to the organisation, they get them back themselves. And this is backed up by research, the most cited being the 70-20-10 model by Lombardo and Eschinger. The development comes primarily from on-the-job experience, followed by feedback, and then finally, if you will, things like courses and training. And academies, acting as a hub that drives individual and collective development, are increasingly popular and typically aim to capture these principles, and they can often be called a number of different things. So, I've just put up here the things about academies, some of the relationships and the reasons for their existence. So academies should be designed to work closely with two other functions. One is the organisations may have a PMO function, a central PMO, which is the kind of source of the truth and control of the portfolio of projects that they work on. So it may be a portfolio office. And the other is a centre of excellence, which is the font of knowledge and support for the way of delivering projects. So between the academy, a centre of excellence, and PMO, each organisation sometimes collapses them all into one, sometimes has them very separate, and there are very good reasons to having them actually as separate functions so there isn't confusion about them. And why would an organisation create an academy in the first place? Well, you might capture and provide a brand for an organisational development effort, so someone like a NASA, I know Amex, Shell have got academies and they've done extremely well. It's given it a brand, and it's been even used directly in winning work because clients have seen the value of what they're doing. Drive the development of particular capability, so it could be a program management academy, so it's clarifying that that's a key thing for the organisation. Provide a value add service to clients of the supply chain, so you could offer it externally, so you run an academy. We were involved in supporting a major consultancy set up what was originally going to be a project leadership academy, and now is called a project leadership forum, and it just brings their clients together to play a small part in helping them develop their own project leadership capability. And it may be also to an industry collaboration to pull resources and knowledge together. For example, the National Skills Academy for Nuclear, there's one equivalent for rail, and so on. So the Project Academy framework, we identified 8 different key components within the actual framework itself, and I'm going to talk through each of these in turn. So each organisation is unique and has different needs, but the elements that need to be considered when developing capability are broadly the same. The career, competence and development elements across the top are the building blocks of any academy and are typical of what is developed first. We've found that organisations can gain real value from training, a key part of development, if they support professionals through investing in other elements in parallel. The career and performance elements provide professionals with the clarity required about what what they are going and doing and what they're meeting the organisation's expectations. The community provides the opportunity to share and gain knowledge, and the delivery to apply newly gained skills and the delivery of projects at the right time, for their personal development. This is only possible when there's a strong link between the academy and PMO, because if the academy is developing somebody, ideally you want them then to be executing that. So a close link between academy and a PMO function is great. When all other elements are in place, then a highly effective talent program can be implemented. Without this, there is the danger that these talented individuals are left on an island. So they've gained the knowledge and motivation, but not the support mechanisms to apply and to develop themselves and feel as if they are talent and they're valued in the organisations. And alternatively, some organisations start with talent, as this is the driving force for the development of other elements, primarily knowledge and community. So some organisations reverse it and start with talent. It really is. We've advised and been involved in a number of different ways of doing it, but we always try and get organisations to focus on all 8. What are you doing to spread it across each of that? The underpinning resources of any academy are typically split across multiple functions as shown, with overlap interests, expectations and responsibilities. So that's between human resources, learning and development, and including the L&D function and PPM functions, career capability centres, centres of excellence and so on. And leadership is critical to ensure that resources and energy are directed either through a central function or through careful coordination between each. To get the true value, often the ownership of those 8 components sits singly or collectively between HR, L&D and PPM functions. Some organisations, of course, may have resource, HR and L&D centrally, some may not. And academies can provide organisations with considerable value and competitive advantage, but this can only be achieved by thoughtful design, smart investment and leadership of the actual academy itself. And we've met some fantastic people and worked with people now who have led academies in the past within major technology businesses and construction businesses. And it's fantastic to work with them when we're working with organisations, because they bring that knowledge of actually having created these academies themselves. An academy should act as a demonstration of the commitment of the organisation to its development of its people, thus back to why it's important, maybe from a brand point of view, that it exists. So what are some of the top tips and for setting up and sustaining an academy? Well, just quickly go through them. You need to understand what success is for each of them. You need to set expectations. We have been involved where there was a huge hullabaloo at the start about what it was going to achieve, and the commitment and investment just wasn't there, so the expectation was far too high. You need to engage with all the different parties to make sure it's a success, not just across the business, but HR and L&D. You need to prioritise what you're going to focus on. You need to make sure you get clear justification, so there's a business case for it. You need to have a clear sponsor, often at the most senior level, because it could take some time before the value starts to be found. And if things become challenging from a business point of view, it may be one of the easiest things to cut quickly. It needs to be clear about the vision, about what it's trying to achieve in the long term. And you need to have a roadmap about where it's going to do and how it's going to develop the academy and be sustainable, because the investment over a long period of time may be quite considerable indeed. So it's something really important to consider. So you may be interested, and I hope you enjoyed that, you may be interested in looking at the article, which you can find on our SlideShare feed. And I hope that you got some value from it, and thank you very much for watching the video.